You're listening to Speak English with Chat.
On Chat English. Welcome back to Chat English, where we learn the real English you actually need for daily life. Today, we are going to build the exact text message that saves your friendships when you are just too exhausted to go out. Picture this. It is Friday at 5 in the evening. You are staring at your phone. You are supposed to meet a good friend for dinner, but your battery is completely at zero. You type, "I am so sorry, I feel sick," and then you delete it. You just feel terrible, guilty, and panicked.
I used to do this all the time when I moved to a new city, making up fake emergencies because I simply did not know the polite English words to say I am tired, and it actually made my social anxiety so much worse.
By the end of this episode, you will have 3 natural copy-paste raincheck phrases to cancel plans warmly, honestly, and without any guilt.
Exactly, because protecting your rest is incredibly important, but knowing how to communicate that rest in a second language can feel like stepping into a minefield.
Why is it so hard for us to just tell the truth? Why do we invent these crazy stories instead of just saying we want to stay home?
I think it comes down to a fear of rejection combined with a lack of the right vocabulary. When you learn English from a standard textbook, you learn very direct phrases. You learn, I am tired or I cannot come.
Right. Subject, verb, object. Very simple, very direct.
Exactly. But in real human relationships, if you just text a friend and say, I am tired, I cannot come, it sounds cold. It sounds like a rejection. It sounds like you are saying sleep is more important to me than your friendship.
Yes, exactly. You think if I say I am tired, my friend will think she does not like me.
Right. So to protect their feelings, we invent these elaborate lies. We say, my cat is suddenly sick, or I have a terrible migraine, or my boss just called and I have to work late.
I have definitely used the "my boss called" excuse before, and then you have to remember the lie for the next time you see them.
That is the worst part. You see them a week later and they ask, did you finish that big project for your boss? And you have a moment of total panic where you think, what project? Oh no, my fake excuse. It's exhausting. It takes more energy to maintain the lie than it does to just go to the dinner.
We talk a lot on this podcast about how resting is not wasting time. Resting is charging your battery.
Yes, exactly. If your phone is at 1%, you plug it into the wall. You do not apologize to the phone. You do not feel guilty. But when our human battery is at 1%, we feel an overwhelming amount of shame.
We really do feel that shame, and a big part of that shame comes from not having the right words to express our physical state softly and positively in English.
Let's fix that right now. We need to replace I am very tired with native phrases that shift the focus away from the friendship and onto your physical battery.
How do native speakers naturally say I am extremely tired without sounding like they are complaining or being dramatic?
Well, last week I had a massive stressful project at work. By Friday afternoon, I texted my brother about our weekend plans and I just said, listen, I am completely wiped out. I'm running on empty right now.
Wiped out. I hear that everywhere in the United States and the UK. What exactly does that feel like compared to just being sleepy?
Think about a large whiteboard in a classroom. It's full of writing, full of ideas, full of energy. And then the teacher takes an eraser and wipes it completely clean. There's nothing left on the board. When you say, I am wiped out, you are telling your friend that you literally have zero energy left to give. All your energy has been erased. It's a deeply physical feeling.
I love that visual. You are wiped clean of energy. It sounds so much softer than I am exhausted, which can sometimes sound a bit dramatic or like you're complaining about your life.
Exactly. Wiped out is very casual. You'll hear it in corporate offices, in text messages between best friends, at the gym. It's a very safe, natural phrase to use with anyone. You can say, work wiped me out today, or I'm totally wiped out from that flight.
It's highly versatile. And what was the other one you used? Running on something?
Running on empty.
That sounds like a car.
That's exactly where it comes from. Every native speaker pictures a car dashboard when they say this. When your car is almost out of gas, the fuel needle points to the letter E for empty, but the car is still moving. You're driving down the highway, but you know the engine could stop at any second.
So when you say, I'm running on empty, you mean I am still awake, my eyes are open, but I have absolutely no fuel left inside my body.
Exactly. It is such a perfect way to explain to a friend why you cannot go to a crowded restaurant. You are saying, I would love to come, but I am running on empty. It completely removes the personal rejection. It is not about the friend, it is about your fuel tank.
Yes, it shifts the blame. You're not saying, I do not want to look at your face tonight. You're saying, my body has no fuel to give you. Your friend cannot argue with a car that has no gas.
Exactly. They cannot take it personally. They just understand the visual.
Okay, so we know how to name the exhaustion. We are wiped out, we are running on empty, but we still have to actually cancel the dinner plan. How do we do that without breaking their heart or sounding rude?
We use what I like to call the raincheck formula. Instead of saying no, we say not today, but definitely tomorrow. And the magic vocabulary word for that is raincheck.
A rain check. I remember the first time someone texted me, can I take a rain check? I looked out my window and thought, but the sun is shining. It is not raining at all. I was so confused.
Yes, it is a very confusing idiom if you don't know the history. You will suddenly hear it everywhere once you know it. It actually comes from American baseball. A long time ago, if you bought a paper ticket to a baseball game and it started raining so hard that they had to stop the game, the stadium gave you a special replacement ticket. That special ticket was called a rain check. It meant you could come back to a different baseball game in the future for free.
So the stadium was essentially saying, you cannot have this fun experience today because of the weather, but we promise you will get to have this experience later.
Exactly. So today in everyday conversation, when you ask a friend, can I take a rain check, you are making a promise to them. You are saying, I have to cancel our plan today, but I still really want to see you in the future. It's the warmest, most polite way to cancel plans in English.
It really is. You hear it constantly. Can we take a rain check? I need to take a rain check. It completely saves the relationship because it proves that you still value the person.
Exactly. And we can pair that vocabulary word with a specific grammar structure to make the text message even softer and more polite.
Ooh, let's talk about the grammar of politeness. This is so important for English learners because directly translating from your native language often sounds way too aggressive in English.
When native speakers want to be incredibly polite, especially when asking for a favor or changing a plan, we use the past continuous tense to ask a question in the present moment. We say, I was wondering if we could take a rain check.
I was wondering, not I wonder.
Exactly. If you say, I wonder if we can take a rain check, it sounds a little bit direct, almost like a demand. But stepping backward into the past tense, saying, I was wondering if we could, adds a beautiful cushion to the sentence. It makes the request feel gentle, soft, and respectful. You are not demanding a change. You are gently suggesting one.
I was wondering if we could reschedule. I was wondering if we could push this to next week. That is a massive secret to sounding like a native speaker. The past continuous tense is your best friend for polite text messages.
Exactly. You are giving the other person the power to say yes or no, which is the ultimate form of politeness.
So we have the honest reason, I'm wiped out. We have the soft request, I was wondering if we could take a rain check. Is there anything else we need for the perfect formula?
The final piece of the formula is the promise. You need to tell them that you value them and you want to fix the inconvenience you caused. My favorite native phrase for this is, I'll make it up to you.
Make it up to you. What does that mean in simple words?
It means I know I'm causing a small disappointment today by canceling, but I promise I will do something extra nice for you next time to balance the scales, like paying for their coffee or buying their lunch or driving to their side of town next time we meet.
It is such a beautiful phrase. I'm so sorry to cancel. I'll make it up to you. It shows you care deeply about the friendship.
Exactly. It completely erases any bad feelings the other person might have.
If you're finding these exact copy-paste phrases helpful for your daily life, take 1 second to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a real-world conversation guide. It really helps us continue making these practical episodes for you.
Exactly. And sharing this specific episode with a friend who always cancels on you is a very good idea too.
Right. Okay, so let's test these phrases. I think it's time for a best reply quiz.
I love these.
I am going to read 3 text messages. You are the friend reading these texts. You are sitting on your couch, getting ready to go to a restaurant to meet me. I want you to tell me which one makes you feel the most loved and respected, even though the person is canceling our dinner.
Okay, I am ready. I'm your friend. I am putting my shoes on and my phone buzzes.
Option A. Hi, I am very tired today. I cannot come to dinner. Sorry.
Ooh, ouch. That hurts. That is a textbook translation. It is grammatically perfect, but emotionally terrible. It makes me feel like you do not care about my time at all. I would probably be quite angry if I received that.
Option B. Hey, I am so sorry. My boss just gave me a massive project, and I have to work all night on my computer. I am so busy, I cannot make it.
That one is a very common lie. I might believe it, but it does not make me feel good. It just makes me feel like your work is always more important than our friendship, and it feels a little bit stressful to read.
Option C. Hey, Dan, I am so sorry, but I am completely wiped out today. I was wondering if I could take a rain check. I promise to make it up to you next week.
Option C is the clear winner, 100%. If I receive option C, I am not angry at all. I'm actually happy that you were taking care of yourself. You told me the honest truth, you are wiped out. You used soft grammar. I was wondering if you promised a future date, take a rain check, and you showed you care, make it up to you. It's a perfect text message.
It really is the perfect formula: honesty, softness, and a promise. Now we want you, our listener, to practice this out loud. This is our pause and reply practice.
Exactly. Listening to a podcast is great for your ears, but speaking out loud is how you build true confidence. We are going to simulate a conversation. I am going to ask you a question, and I want you to reply out loud wherever you are right now.
If you are walking outside or on the train, just whisper it. Dan is going to ask if you are still meeting for coffee. I want you to use the phrase running on empty to explain your battery and ask to take a rain check using I was wondering if.
Here we go. Hey, are we still meeting for coffee in an hour?
Now it's your turn to speak. Say your answer out loud right now.
I am so sorry. I am running on empty. I was wondering if we could take a rain check?
If you said something like that, fantastic job. Your mouth is getting used to the physical shapes of these native phrases. It feels a little strange at first to say rain check, but the more you say it out loud, the easier it will be to type it confidently on a Friday evening.
Exactly. And you can mix and match these. You can say, I'm wiped out, can I take a rain check? Or I'm running on empty, I'll make it up to you. They all work together beautifully.
Let's talk about the emotional side of this again, because even if you have the perfect vocabulary, even if you know the exact grammar, pressing send on a cancellation text still feels terrifying for a lot of people.
It does. It triggers that deep human fear of disappointing people. But we have to remember something very important about true friendship. True friends want you to be at 100%. They don't want you sitting across from them at a restaurant, yawning, staring at the clock, and secretly wishing you were in bed.
Exactly. Have you ever been the other person in that scenario? Have you ever had dinner with a friend who was clearly just running on empty but refused to cancel?
Yes, actually, just a few months ago, a good friend met me for lunch and he looked terrible. He was rubbing his eyes, he wasn't smiling, he was barely talking, and he kept looking at his phone. Finally, I asked him what was wrong, and he admitted he only slept 2 hours the night before because of a family issue. I was actually a little frustrated. I told him, why didn't you just cancel? I would have completely understood.
Right. When we force ourselves to go out with a zero battery, we actually give our friends a bad, low energy version of ourselves. We are physically there, but mentally we are asleep. That's not a gift to them. Giving them your fully rested, happy self next week is the real gift.
Exactly. Protecting your rest is not selfish. It's actually an investment in your relationships. When you send that honest text message, you are respecting your friend enough to tell them the truth. You are saying, you deserve my best energy and I don't have it today.
I love that. You deserve my best energy. This connects right back to what we always say on Chat English. Your time and your energy are valuable. When you use these phrases, you stop being a victim to your own guilt. You take control of your schedule. You become your own coach.
It is such an empowering feeling. The first time you send an honest text saying, I am wiped out, can we take a rain check? And your friend replies, no problem, get some rest. It is like a huge weight comes off your shoulders. You realize that the fake excuses were completely unnecessary all along. People respect honesty when it is delivered with warmth.
So let's do a quick word tour to lock these powerful phrases into your memory before we finish today.
First, we had wiped out, which means you have absolutely zero energy left, like a whiteboard wiped completely clean of marker.
Then we had running on empty, just like a car driving down the road with no gas in the tank. You are awake, but you have no fuel.
Then the magic phrase, take a rain check, our beautiful baseball idiom that means I must cancel today, but I promise to do this with you in the future.
We used the past continuous tense for extreme politeness and softness. I was wondering if we could take a rain check.
And finally, make it up to you, the promise that you will do something extra kind next time to balance the scales and show you care.
Thank you, Dan, for breaking down the psychology and the vocabulary so perfectly today. Now, we have a question for you, our listeners. Have you ever made up a funny, crazy, or ridiculous fake excuse to get out of plans? Tell us your story in the comments, or simply practice writing a sentence using the word rain check.
Your stories in the comments always make us smile, and practicing writing the new phrases is a fantastic way to build your long-term confidence.
Save these phrases in your phone's Notes app right now so you do not forget them. The next time your battery is at 0, do not invent a fake headache or a sick cat. Use the rain check formula and enjoy your rest. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Keep practicing and click on the next video on your screen to keep building your natural English vocabulary.
Until next time, protect your battery and speak with confidence.